What is up, y'all? It's your boy Steph, back with another reaction. This time we have another video from Stephen D. It is called I Accepted a Ride from a Creepy Guy, in parentheses, almost kidnapped. Uploaded October 1st, 2018. So before we start the video, I'm just going to elaborate on this real quick. I don't give a fuck where you need to go, how fast you need to get there, what your other options are, anything. Do not accept rides from creepy people, especially men. If you're a woman, and that's not being sexist, that's just real. Unless you have a weapon on you or something. I mean, there's still good people in the world, but the way that this is going, the way that the title sounds like, the vibe I'm getting is going to be late at night as opposed to being in the daytime. So, I mean, either way is dangerous, but of course, more kidnappings usually happen at night because they're veiled under the darkness of the sky. So, yo, without further ado, let's get into this video. The title to the video is already a negative.
When I was in middle school, I was constantly made fun of and picked on, and that ridicule transferred to whenever I rode the school bus. So I started walking 3 miles to and from school every day.
Yeah,
the path I walked on was pretty safe, mostly on the sidewalk and always on a busy road, with the last 2.5 miles being a straight shot directly to the school. Back then, there wasn't a stigma attached to kids being outside on their own, so this wasn't deemed unsafe or noticed by anyone.
Codename Kids Next Door.
My father, parents being divorced, and my mother saw me on the weekends. He didn't see any harm in the walking, and my mother wasn't aware of this, nor that I was being picked on in school, so I continued for over half the school year. One day as I was going home, I saw a car pull up about 100 feet ahead of me. I thought to myself, that car looks familiar. Oh, nice, that's my dad. He's gonna drive me the way home. I started to jog up to the car, seeing him in the driver's seat waiting patiently. His hair looks darker than normal today. Wasn't the inside of his car tan, not red? The thoughts left as soon as they entered, and I caught up to the car, opened the passenger side door, and started to get in. As I was tossing my backpack on the floor in front of me and swinging my legs into the car, thanks, Dad. Before I knew it, I had shut the car door and we began to move. This isn't my father. This man was much older, by at least 20 years. Hair obviously dyed black, and hands propped at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel. The shirt he was wearing looked just like the one my father would have worn. A short sleeve collar button down, brick red with black and horizontal lines, not pressed but not too wrinkled either. He was smiling at me, which probably would have felt warm if it was coming from my grandfather, but instead felt menacing. I heard a click and looked over at the door that had just been locked. I stared at the door for a moment longer, then turned and faced forward and completely froze, terrified. Hello, I saw you walking. I figured I'd come give you a lift. I didn't move or answer. Don't act scared, just act normal. His voice matched his smile, deceivingly friendly. We were roughly a mile away from home, and half a mile from the next turn needed to head in that direction. All I could concentrate on is how am I gonna get out of this situation? Are you on your way home? Home. Yes, I want to go home. Where's your house? I can take you back home. Feeling just slightly relieved, I told him to take the next right turn. I felt myself begin to breathe and I realized how tense I had been. My body relaxed slightly and I finally moved and wrapped my hands around my backpack straps. We started to come up on the intersection and I pointed ahead. The dotted line for the turn lane had begun. But he did not get over. Instantly, I tensed back up and my grip and my gaze on my backpack straps tightened. Don't act scared. Don't act scared. No, I really need to get back home. He swung the car into the turn lane and began to make the turn. Okay, see? Everything is going to be fine. He's taking you home. Are you sure? I'll make sure you get home before anyone realizes you're gone. Stay calm. Don't act scared. No, I need to get home now. My father is expecting me home right now. He's waiting. Okay, maybe next time. We can meet here at the same place tomorrow.
No.
Sure, yes, tomorrow sounds good. I just need to get home today now. My eyes were firmly trained on the road ahead of us, hoping that if I just focused on the direction home, I would get there. The turn into my neighborhood was approaching, and I informed him again and pointing towards that direction. The next few moments were silent, even though it was so loud in my head. Oh wait, he can't know where I live.
Right.
No. What should I? You know, it's probably not a good idea that I drop you off right at your house. Your dad might see me and get mad that I gave you a ride home, and then we wouldn't be able to meet again tomorrow.
Oh, he'll kill
I was
you.
able to appreciate the good fortune of my silent question being answered for me. My old neighborhood consisted of mainly apartments, but in the back were a block of townhouses, which is where I lived. If you were unaware of the layout of the complex, the townhouses might go unnoticed. He pulled over to the side of the road in front of the apartment building. He unlocked the door and I hurried out of the car. Backpack still in hand, I began to close the door behind me. So, see you here tomorrow, same time? I paused for just a second so I can get another look at the man.
Yeah, alright.
Still smiling, still terrifying. Yes, tomorrow. See you later. Don't run, don't act scared. I swung my backpack on the right way and briskly walked in the opposite direction of my house. I could hear the car still idling behind me, and it wasn't until I was able to turn off that road and leave his view that I heard him start to move. He had to drive up to where I was walking to turn around, and I glanced back as he was making an awkward turn. He caught my gaze and gave a slight wave before driving off. I turned my head and kept walking, and the moment I could no longer hear the car, I ran as fast as my legs and heavy backpack would let me. I ran around to where I could hide between two buildings and hid there for a while until I felt it was enough time passed to feel confident he was not driving back around looking for me. I ran the rest of the way home, keeping a lookout, making sure he wouldn't be able to see me through the backyards. I reached the front door, unlocked it, and almost spilled inside because I was moving so fast. It wasn't until I locked the door behind me that I felt safe. I was home. In the end, I told both my parents, and my mother forced my father to drive and pick me up from school for the remainder of the school year. My father didn't believe me and thought I made up the story to get out of walking to school. Well, it didn't matter. It was worth his disbelief and annoyance every day in the car, so I never had to meet that guy again.
Wow. How do you get snatched up by someone driving a Toyota Prius? What? You was about to get got. He fuck around. You would have did something he didn't like. Fucked around and came up missing. How do you get... I understand you're a middle schooler, which proved that he was definitely a pedophile, predator, potential rapist, all of that. But how does someone in a Toyota Prius coerce you to get into their car? You should have been asking questions. I mean, granted, you might not have made it out alive had you started asking questions, but shit, something, damn. Bro, we would have been playing 21 questions had you did that to me. But me as a child, as I am in adulthood, young adulthood, I'm very aware of my surroundings. I know who and who not to trust. And if I don't know you, you're automatically suspect, even though you haven't done anything to me. I'm not paranoid, I'm not scared of you, but I will keep my eyes on you. I was just about to say, like, you can't let him take you straight to your house, right? Right? The problem here lies that parents aren't teaching their children not to interact with strangers. Yes, it apparently looked like your dad's car, and he apparently looked like your dad. But when you got in, because it seems like you were able to throw your book bag in, and then you were able to sit down, and then he made small talk, and then locked the doors. Once I got in, and then, saw that it wasn't him, I would have grabbed my shit and been gone. Like, you were playing. But I'm glad you're alright. Teach y'all damn kids not to interact with strangers. Parents, y'all need to get on y'all shit. Real talk. Be mad when your kids come up missing, but you're the one who isn't guiding them correctly, or protecting them correctly, or giving them the lessons that they need in order to avoid these type of situations. Just saying, I don't even have children, and I know that children need to be told this constantly, because children get abducted almost every day. It's sad. That may be a stretch. If they don't get abducted every day, they at least get abducted every week. At least one child gets abducted somewhere in the U.S. or in the fucking world. But really, I'm just saying for the U.S., every week, at least. Teach y'all kids, man. Protect your children. That's all I'm saying. Don't want them to get got. That is it for for this video, y'all. If you like my reaction, like the video, comment on the video, share the video to the social medias, and subscribe to the channel. And if you really like my reaction, tap the bell icon so you will be notified every time I drop new content, which I do on a weekly basis. There will be links in the description to Stephen D's channel, along with the link to this original video so y'all can see it for yourselves, along with links to all of my social medias. Connect with your boy Steph and see what I do outside of YouTube. See what my life is like outside of YouTube. And that is it for this video, y'all. Your boy Steph is out.